Godzilla Minus One Evolved to become Evolved Godzilla? How would his atomic beam look? Well, in today's video, we're gonna find out. Let's go. Goji Center. He always makes the most insane videos.
One of the most destructive and ruthless incarnations of Godzilla somehow got even worse.
Oh my days, don't tell me that, bro. I can't wait for Godzilla Minus One 2.
What could have happened if we blended universes and the vengeful Godzilla from Minus One took a trek to the Arctic and got charged up in a similar way to its
he would literally destroy everyone.
Shima's nightmare is about to get a whole lot worse. What if Godzilla Minus One Evolved?
Nah, that design was absolutely
insane. In the 2023
insane.
film Godzilla Minus One, we got one of very few looks at the Big G before it became so big. Shown in the opening sequence set in 1945, Godzilla was
he looks
already
absolutely
regarded
scary.
as something more than a mere giant
Exactly.
animal by the people of Odo Island. Regarded as something uncanny and perhaps supernatural by the people of the area, this earlier state of Godzilla already showed fantastic abilities. At over 15 meters tall, some estimated scaling would put this initial form between 550 and 700 tons. Just to hold itself up at that size, let alone moving and regenerating from the nuclear blast, it did in fact require Godzilla to already be drastically tougher than any creature to ever exist.
Imagine him being evolved too. He's just going to become insanely overpowered.
Those 20mm cannons wouldn't have done a damn thing, even with a headshot.
True.
Combined with
Godzilla I understand why he ran away.
the plane, despite clearly seeing our hero and parts of the novelization fleshing out how it thinks, and it becomes very clear this is not a mere giant dinosaur.
Oh wait, is he smarter? Wait, what?
Belief system in Japan and surrounding islands, the boundary between what is natural and supernatural can be a blurry one. Under the right circumstances, places, people, and even animals can become kami. A word that
What
can mean
is that?
phenomena,
What does that
spirit, or
mean?
God, depending on context. This Godzilla was already uncanny. The film's director, Takashi Yamazaki, said as much. Considering the natives of Odo Island already knew of this giant beast and revered it as such, they might have been onto something. So for the remainder of this episode, you may find a clip or two of game footage from our sponsor, War Thunder.
Oh my days, bro.
Bro,
get it!
Yeah, we see you, dude. Yes, you can caught in the explosion and stabilize it. It is here where the film's novelization makes it clear that the resting giant was filled with a terrible resolve once it deduced humans were the cause of this. Now less animal.
That's why he attacked them, because he knew humans did it?
Take a slightly different turn when the now 50.1 meter tall Leviathan turns northward. Maybe
no. I don't think he can beat Teamup though, to be honest.
That could help with its pains. Something across the Arctic Ocean under the ice caps that would help it get its revenge. Now, in our scenario, the only element from the Monsterverse is the energy stockpile under White Island we saw in the New Empire. So Minus won't have to square off in a David and Goliath battle with
man, I wanted
to
see a fight between Tiamat versus Minus One.
Godzilla would still soak up nature's bounty of energy to turn it loose on mankind, becoming this.
Oh, please let us get a full body. I want to see a full
this
body.
Hypothetical new state wouldn't look exactly like
the dorsal plates are amazing. Look at him.
As Godzilla's new look to square
No,
up
don't
with
show me
Skar
Godzilla,
King's
show
forces
me.
was partially an adaptation of copying DNA from Tiamat and further juicing up from a modern nuclear facility. Still, the effect would be noticeable.
Oh my days, look how beautiful he looks. That truly looks amazing. I want to see Evolved Kong next, to be honest.
New spines,
that is
longer
insane.
limbs, and a somewhat slimmed down build.
Oh, look at his legs. His legs look so skinny.
Minus One's infamous blast of a breath attack would take on terrifying new traits too. But we'll get back to that in a minute.
Come on, bro. I want to
This
see.
also comes with a few new devastating perks.
Bro, Goji Center has outdone himself. This looks amazing.
At an even faster rate than it had in the movie. This turbocharged Godzilla would relentlessly destroy anything it so much as got an indication of. Tellingly, there would be no warning when these attacks happened until the path of wreckage was found. No radio calls, no distress signals, and nothing.
Wouldn't he be more radioactive?
Slag left behind of whole warships. And with it attacking both sides with wild abandon and leaving no survivors, both superpowers might mistake Godzilla's actions for those of the other side.
Bro, they're gonna start fighting each other.
Might risk breaking out over this
Oh
rampage,
no, not
with
again.
multiple nations hunting the culprit and each other. With the sheer number of sea mines still left over from the last war, Shikishima and company would have plenty of work to do. This means the infamous boat attack probably happened more or less the same way it did before.
No, but he probably
now with a faster turbocharged
exactly.
Godzilla
Oh my, he got a propeller on
if they
himself.
survive with a timely intervention of the Takao or other ships engaging the monster, Dr. Kenji Noda might notice something when an ominous pink glow appears underwater. A lot of the communication equipment and more advanced electronics would be going haywire. There's a destructive new trait to one of the most destructive atomic breaths.
Wait, what? It got
ever.
more destructive? What are you talking about?
To clear up
No,
a bit
no.
of a misconception circulating the internet, high-energy gamma rays don't actually have a color. Color is just
why
a
is
spectrum
his
of light
atomic
we're able
beam
to see,
purple?
and most high-energy
Bro, this is
radiation
way too smart
way
from me. You gotta
outside
dumb it
that
down,
spectrum.
Doji Center. You gotta
All
tell me
colors are
2
a
plus 2
mixture
is
of the
5.
two opposite sides of the spectrum. Blues at the highest energy and reds at the lowest. Pink is the exception. Pink-colored energy
isn't that
is what
purple?
your brain perceives when it can't figure out what has a higher energy than blue and a lower energy than red. It's almost like your eyes are glitching.
Yo!
What does this mean in the case where
My
too much
eyes.
pink energy is dangerous? It means a whole spectrum of electromagnetic energy and charged particles is being fired out every time. Not just with much more heat and potentially explosive
so his
force
atomic
that
brain
ignites
is
the
way
matter
more
around the
stronger
beam,
than
but there are
before.
also now massive EMP blasts every time Evolved
EMP?
Minus One
Wait,
fires.
so
In a modern setting, this would make the Evolved Minus One borderline impossible to fight effectively, because every time it uses its breath or exerts its might, it could permanently knock out the whole power grid for miles. Radio and other important frequencies would get scrambled.
Wait, so
just
he
from
could be like the
being
Mewtwo?
nearby,
Oh my,
and
that is
most
terrifying.
advanced technology
That is absolutely
wouldn't
terrifying.
work.
Don't show me this
The
video.
attack in Ginza would probably result in huge amounts of Japan losing power and a lot of communication equipment being made inoperable. It doesn't just turn off some types of technology, it fries it. The world's governments wouldn't stand
my
a chance
days.
ignoring all of that.
Wait, so
The
can
setting
he
being in the
basically
1940s
destroy
might
the
be
whole world
only saving
alone?
grace for the heroes faced
Because
with
he
this
can
kind of
EMP
menace.
everyone.
More complex electrical transistors and grids were less common back then, and vacuum tube technology that is antique by the modern standards would hold up against EMPs a lot better. Operation Watatsumi might have to go from a desperate struggle by a small group into a national effort to use the one
Bro,
plan that
international,
might
the
work
whole
to
world
stop
would need to
this
do that.
nightmare. And as the movie showed, there's no guarantee it would succeed.
Nah, the fact that he
Killing a
survived that is
vengeful
crazy.
force
I
of
can't
nature
wait for it.
is
Imagine in
not
Godzilla
simple.
Minus One, the second movie, he comes back. Oh my god, let me know if you guys think Godzilla evolving is the scariest thing ever. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys like it. Peace.